Hi, my name is Christine. I read a really powerful story that I thought I'd share with you. A mother went to hospital to have her third child. She had two children already, two girls, and she went to hospital to have her third child. It was a scheduled cesarean section. And so she had the baby, and just as she was recovering 3 days after, they diagnosed her with a very aggressive bacteria, a flesh-eating bacteria. And in order to save her life, they needed to amputate her two arms and her legs. So she went to hospital to have a baby, and she came home without her arms and without her legs. Now, when they made the diagnosis, the doctors were getting the psychologists ready, the psychiatrists. They were very sure she was going into the YME depression. But she didn't. As soon as she was given the news, she said, "Get on with it. I need to go home to my children." And so she got the amputation. Her arms were cut off and her legs were cut off just above the knee. And she was very positive the whole time. She went through the rehabilitation, the physiotherapy. She was learning. She got her prosthetics fitted. And when she was interviewed, she said, "I have to be brave for my children. I have to show my daughters that I'm a fighter." And I thought to myself, whoa. Here I thought I had lost. Here we think we've gone through a tough year. We're trying to start a new year. We're trying to pick up our lives. What an example of how to begin again. And I thought to myself, what are the lessons from this story? I pulled at least 5 lessons that I want to share with you. And the first one is this: lose the whole idea of it wasn't supposed to happen. Whatever it is that has happened to you, whether you've lost your job, you've lost your business, you've got a diagnosis, you've lost a member of the family, whatever terrible loss you've suffered during the last year or even in your life, lose the idea that it wasn't supposed to happen. Whenever we burn energy trying to swim against the current, trying to push against what is, we are moving energy from what we could be creating. So, first lesson is accept what has happened. Don't fight against it. Don't push against it. Don't think it wasn't supposed to happen. It has happened. So accept what is and then move on. Move on from there. The second lesson is this: take inventory of what's working. Take inventory of what's working. I remember talking to a lady who had lost a bakery during last year, and she said she had had hundreds of clients, and right now she had a very small handful of customers coming in. Those are the customers that are going to rebuild her business. Sometimes we are so focused on what we've lost that we don't realize we still have something. I know the story of a boutique that was opened at one point, and on the first day when they had opened, it was a high-end boutique, very, very pricey clothes were sold there. And on the first day, only one person showed up. But this person was a society lady. She was what would have been known in today's language as an influencer. So she wound up telling a lot of people, and eventually the store did very well. But on the first day, they had just one client. I know a school, actually, a big school in Nairobi. The first 1 year of its operations, they had just 10 students. The whole year, they had just 10 students. They could fit them all in one little van. Now, it's a huge school. If I named the school, you'll be very surprised. For a whole year, they had just 10 students. So don't minimize what you have and mourn what has been lost. What has been lost, but focus on getting the blessing out of what you have. It might be so much smaller than what you're used to, but don't worry about it. Your blessing will come from the little that you have left. So take inventory of what's working. Number 3, see this as a lesson and not a punishment. Most of what has happened to us, even sometimes things happen to us that are really our own fault. Sometimes our business will go down. Sometimes we lose our job because of something we did, something we did not know how to do better. Just think to yourself, if I knew better, I'd have done better. So you did the best you could with the information you had. You got yourself into the situation you got yourself into. Dust yourself off and pick up the lessons from what has happened to you and move on to fight another day. So don't beat yourself up. Don't look at your life as having been a punishment, because what has happened, and whatever happens has a lesson within it. Number 4 is closely related to that. Notice what has now become available. What has now become available? Let me give you an example out of my own life. I had to close my business. I had to let my employees go. I had to close my office. But what has become available is a lot more time. I don't commute anymore. I don't drive to the office. My office, the distance from my office to my home is 0. My office is in my home. So there's a lot more free time in my schedule today, which is a huge blessing. I'm able to spend this time doing a lot more. My work is now online. I'm able to reach people across the globe. Previously, I had only done businesses training one-on-one. Now I'm able to train people online, so it's really global. What has become available out of my loss is all of this new free time, all of these new opportunities. Sometimes we can't notice the new opportunities because we are so focused on what is. So when something has been removed, try and notice what has now become available, because crisis means crossroad. Whenever you come to a crisis, it means that new opportunities have now become available. I know that the things I'm saying are not very easy to hear, but if you change your perspective, you will see that there is always a blessing in the things that happen. And lesson number 5 is live your best life. Live your best life. Don't live another person's life. Many times we will go into depression. Many times we will feel demoralized because we are comparing our lives to the lives of others. Remember, there's no one who is walking your path. Your life has not been lived before. So there is no wrong way to live your life. If you're not comparing your life with other people, if you're not seeking to be approved of, I'm sure you've heard me say this before, lose the need for approval. Lose the need for approval. I like the way one speaker puts it. He says you need to become completely independent of the good opinion of others. If you're not looking for people's good opinion, there's a lot to appreciate in your own life. So there are a few lessons on how to start and how to make it in this season, because life indeed is made of seasons. I'll talk to you again soon. My name is Christine. It would be a good idea for you to subscribe to our channel so that you keep on getting our content. Share this with a friend as well. Goodbye. I'll talk to you soon.